Our story begins in the small town of Hawkins, Indiana. After the disappearance of 12-year-old Will Byers, his mother Joyce enlists Jim Hopper, the chief of police, to find him. With the help of a large search party, the hunt for Will begins. Back at the Byer home, Joyce receives an ominous phone call from what she believes to be Will. Before she can learn where he is, the phone short-circuits, leaving her to mourn over her lost boy in the eerie silence of her homestead. Will's friends, Mike, Dustin, and Lucas, decide to search for Will in the woods. They find Eleven, a lost girl with mysterious powers. The boys bring Eleven to Mike's house, and she stays in the basement. They show her a picture of Will, and she recognizes him. Meanwhile, Will's brother Jonathan investigates the woods where he vanished. Hearing screaming, he goes to investigate, only to find Mike's sister Nancy partying with her friends. He secretly photographs them and then leaves. Refusing to take part in the party, Nancy's friend Barb sits alone and suddenly vanishes. Joyce receives another haunting call from Will and witnesses some creature coming through the wall. She begins to communicate with Will through Christmas lights. He tells her that he is alive, but unsafe. At Nancy's high school, her boyfriend Steve discovers Jonathan's photographs and destroys his camera. Believing the photographs may be the link to finding Barb, Nancy secretly takes them. While searching for Barb, she encounters the creature in the woods and goes to Jonathan for help. At a rock quarry, Will's apparent body is discovered. A funeral service is held, but Joyce refuses to believe that her son is dead. After Will's funeral, the boys ask Mr. Clark about other dimensions. With the help of Eleven, they conclude that Will is trapped in a dark dimension called the Upside Down. Desperate to make contact with him, the boys give Eleven a makeover and sneak her into their school. She uses Mr. Clark's radio to hear Will, but it's destroyed by a power surge. Nancy describes the creature with no face to Jonathan, and he realizes that it matches his mother's description of what she saw. The same creature is apparent in the photo next to Barb, right before she vanished. Meanwhile, Hopper continues to dig deeper into the sinister past of Hawkins' research laboratory. He breaks in and finds that Will's body is a fake. Will is alive. He discovers a gateway to another dimension inside the lab, but is knocked out and returned to his home. Using their compasses, the boys track the gateway that will lead them to Will. Fearful of encountering the bad people again, Eleven redirects them away from the portal. When the boys found out what she did, they're furious. Mike and Lucas get into a heated argument, while Eleven disappears. In the woods, Nancy and Jonathan discover a gateway to the Upside Down. Nancy enters it and is transported to a perilous world. She finds the creature that took Barb, but is forced to run for her life when it chases her. With the help of Jonathan, she escapes. When Steve sees them together, he gets angry and fights Jonathan. The police interfere, and Steve escapes while Jonathan is arrested. In the woods, Dustin and Mike find Eleven. Lucas sees government agents and realizes they're going to Mike's house. He warns Mike, Eleven, and Dustin of their impending doom, and they barely escape with their lives. The kids meet up in the woods and come into contact with Hopper, Joyce, Nancy, and Jonathan. Together, they break into Hawkins Middle School and build a sensory deprivation tank to amplify Elle's powers. She finds Will, who is still alive, hiding in Castle Byers in the Upside Down. While Hopper and Joyce journey to Hawkins' laboratory to save Will, Nancy and Jonathan set out to kill the Demogorgon. With the unexpected help of Steve, they injure the creature, but it escapes. Hopper gives up Eleven's location to Brenner in exchange for a journey into the Upside Down. They find Will and prepare to bring him home. Back at the middle school, the kids are apprehended by Brenner and his agents. Just as it all seems lost, the Demogorgon appears and takes down Brenner as the kids hide. Elle sacrifices herself to kill the Demogorgon and save her friends. 1 month later, all is well as a newly reunited Byer family enjoys Christmas Eve dinner together. As the story comes to a close, Will has another vision of the Upside Down, and we realize that something even stranger is going on.